Hello, online crew. I hope you're doing well today. So today we're going to talk about some latest Facebook and Instagram updates that you guys should be aware of, some things that are changing, some updates and some alerts that you might have seen on your phone or maybe not. So I'll share those with you today. So I've got a number of things to sort of run through just to give you a bit of a summary as to some of the things that have changed on Facebook and Instagram just lately and that are changing like now. Okay, so I'll run through those with you. So welcome to today's broadcast. If you're joining me for the first time and we've not met before, my name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. This is just a little bit of fun for our online crew community here of home-based business owners, entrepreneurs, direct sellers. I've got my phone's not quite. I did actually manage to press live on Instagram today, so that's a good thing. So if I'm looking up and down, that's just because I'm broadcasting on multiple devices. But I help home-based business owners like entrepreneurs, direct sellers, network marketers, those in the home business space, learn to leverage social media and build their business online and attract people to them. So if that's what you are looking to do, if you need more customers, clients, team members, and you would like to leverage social media to do that, then you're in the right place. And something that I like to do for our community here is when I see things that are changing or updated, I like to share those things with the community here. So you kind of know what's going on and how to pivot if you need to pivot, or if there's new features, how you can work with them and how you can embrace them if you have them. The hard part about social media platforms is we all get different updates at different times. So I might get something that you don't have. Generally, I find Australia sometimes is last, but various people get various features. So something that's changed recently for a lot of you that are in Canada and the US is you've got Facebook Reels. I don't have Facebook Reels yet. I still can only use Instagram Reels. So, that's something that's changed, but things roll out and take a while to roll out as they change. So some of these things I talk about, you may already have, you may have already noticed or not, but at least you'll know what's coming. Okay, so I'll run through that in a second. I do want to announce those of you that are participating in the free 14-day online crew video challenge. I have closed the group. Okay, there's been plenty of time for people to get in, but what's happening now is people are still joining the group every day and they're looking at all my videos and my instructions and they're freaking out because there's no way that I can get through all of that and get started. And we've already started. We started on October the 18th. So the video challenge group is officially closed to new people. Okay, so if you're in and well done and keep going. For those of you that are not in, there is a wording up there now that says that it's officially closed if you try to join it, or if any of you are in the video challenge and you try to invite your friends into it, we won't be accepting them. There's been plenty of time to get people on the inside and get access to all my free training and advice and technical skills and all the rest of it. So you're going to have to wait to see what happens with the next one. And I don't know if the next one is also going to be free or not. So stay tuned in all these channels. So on this camera here, I'm on my Facebook business page, my Facebook free group, social media strategies for home business owners. And that's where I'll keep you guys all updated, as well as YouTube. And over here, I'm live on Instagram as well. So just stay connected with me because I do want to do another live video challenge before the end of the year, because it's just so important for you guys to show up at this time of year. It's important for you guys to get more engagement at this time of year and build your algorithms at this time of year, because this is where people are thinking, they're reflecting on the year that was, they're reflecting on the year that's coming, and it's a really good a time for you you in this community to talk to people about what it is that you do. So, but whether it's going to be free or not, I'm not quite sure yet, but just stay. So those of you that are in and you're doing the video challenge, well done. Those of you that are still freaking out and you're inside the video challenge but you don't know how to get started, go straight to video 11. Okay, so there's that. Now, those of you that are in my coaching community, please go and watch the training that I did earlier today for you. The replay is sitting there automatically. We'll email it out to you guys as well. I did a full training on the fact that you don't own any of your social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're hanging out. You need to start thinking about how to set up automation and collector emails. And this discussion is going to continue in the coaching community group over the next few weeks. So make sure you go and catch the replay. If you're not in our coaching community and you would like to be, there is thousands of dollars worth of practical training in that community of the how-to. So it's all good and well for you guys to turn up to training and listen and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. That sounds good. But a lot of you don't know how to do certain things, and that's what the coaching community is about. It's cheap. It's next to nothing. Just go to helenmartinonline.com/join online crew coaching. It's also on my website. Just go to helenmartinonline.com and you'll see a graphic there that says join the community for $1. Okay. I highly recommend you guys do that. All right. And the last thing I want to mention before I get into the updates is if you were on my live yesterday, I went through some of the most common mistakes that people make on their personal profile on Facebook, particularly. And I am doing a review here live tomorrow of somebody's personal profile. And I know every time I do this, our crew here get a lot out of that by watching me review somebody else's personal profile. So if you weren't on yesterday's live and your name is not already in you haven't put your hat in the ring, but you would like your personal profile reviewed by me live here tomorrow, then put your name in the comments section and put personal profile review. And I'll add your names to the list of who I was going to, and I've got all the names in the list, and I'll pull somebody's name out of the hat and I will review that tomorrow live here. Trust me, it's definitely a video that you want to watch. Okay, your personal profile connects to everything. Even if you're building a business page and a group and all the rest of it, everything connects back to your personal profile and it needs to look pretty good. So if you would like to put your hat in the ring for that, just put in the comments section below personal profile review and I'll add your name to the list of yesterday's names. Okay, make sure you turn up live with me tomorrow. All right, how is everybody? Good to see you guys on. Who have we got here live? We've got Cheryl, we've got Debbie, we've got Judy and Bob. How are you? We've got Rashida, we've got Donna, we've got Susan, Jade. I should have joined the live challenge. You should have. Can you believe I just said that? Yeah, it's people often leave these things to the last minute and then they miss out, unfortunately. But there will be another one, Jade. Cheryl, love it so much. Thank you. Love so much so far. Thank you for doing this. Hi, Judy. How are you? Great to see you on. We've got Cheryl, Heather, Beth, Nicole. Great to see you guys on. So again, if you didn't put your name on yesterday's live for personal profile review, but you would like to be considered for that for tomorrow's live, then put personal profile review in the comment section below. Okay, now let me get into these updates. So there's lots changing, particularly with stories. I did bring a change to you last week where I shared with you that people can now comment on stories without it going into your messenger. I don't like that one. I think one of the really cool things about stories is when that somebody comments on stories is that it does hit your messenger, but now they don't have to. So you will notice, if you haven't, have a closer look at your, like if you've done a story and you go back and have a look at your own story, you'll see down the bottom there that, or you look at somebody else's story even, you'll see there's a comment button down below. So you can now comment on somebody's stories and it only stays on the story. It doesn't go into the person's messenger inbox. I find it really interesting what Facebook's doing with stories because they generally want us to get into messenger and have personal conversations. And that doesn't encourage that at all. So I find that an interesting update, but it is what is. Okay. So just be aware, unless you're looking at your notifications, you are going to potentially miss comments that people are making on your story because you can't rely on the fact that it's hitting your messenger anymore automatically. Okay. So watch your notifications for Facebook to make sure you're keeping an eye. If somebody comments on your story, you want to know about it. So unless you go back and look at all your stories, you want to be watching your notifications. So that was one that I've already alerted to you last week. Another one that I don't like this either, I'll admit it, But there's a new alert, and this came from somebody in our community that shared this with me. So thank you, Brittany. Is a thing that came up that said, not everybody. So now the way it is, although they're testing this change, is that anybody that looks at your story, you can see. So if you go back to a story, you can actually click on it and see everybody that viewed your story. Have any of you seen the alert? And I got a copy of it, but it's on my phone, and I'm on my phone on Instagram, so I can't show it to you. It says not, what did it say? Not, you cannot see everyone that sees your story. It's only going to be if they react or comment. So I think that's disappointing because I think it's a real privilege to be able to see who's watching you. And it's a good indication of, maybe people you could follow up with or not. But what they're testing now is that you will only be able to see in your stories people that react or comment. So how do you pivot with this? I would recommend that you use more of the features that they give you in stories, Instagram and Facebook, regarding polls, questions, anything that's interactive like that. Or even asking, give me some love if you, whatever, ask a question, maybe ask for the interaction or for somebody to comment, because what they're testing is that only those that interact or actually leave a comment, you're going to be able to see in the future. So, I'm not necessarily happy about that one, because I think as I said, I think it's a massive privilege to be able to see who's looking at you. So that's a change to watch out for. Some of you may have seen something hit your newsfeed that is an alert, and it's from somebody's story. And it says, I'm not sure, my email's not on. I'm not sure why I'm dinging. Sorry about that. Or maybe it is. Oh, it is. Sorry, crew. Okay, just fix that. It's showing people's stories in your newsfeed. Have you seen that alert? Where it says you are now seeing this story in your newsfeed, but they won't know that you're watching unless you comment or engage with it. Like if you put a love on it or you comment on it, they'll be able to see that, but they won't know that you've seen it in your newsfeed unless you've actually interacted or commented. So that's a new one as well, where they're pushing stories into the news feed, but the person won't know that you've actually seen it unless you comment or engage with it. Okay, really interesting what's happening here with stories. There are a lot of changes, with stories. I don't know what's going on necessarily with all these changes, but I shared with the crew here yesterday, my personal profile has gone back to the old format, where if you look on a computer, the new format of a personal profile and a business page is when the circle of your head, like your profile picture, is in the middle of the page. The old format of personal profile, and mine changed months ago, is the picture of your personal profile is on the left-hand side of the screen on a computer. Same with the business page. The old format, which a lot of you still might have, your profile picture is on the left of the screen. The new format is that your profile picture is in the middle of the screen. Both of mine have gone back to the left. Although when I got pushed to the new format of the business page, Facebook said to me, you cannot switch back. But Facebook switched me back. So there is some weird stuff going on. I'm still dinging and I've turned my email off. I'm not sure what's going on there, guys. All good. Sorry about that. So there are changes, being made. So just be sort of aware of that. If you see that you've gone back to an old format, don't worry about it. Just roll with it. There's just things happening in the background. Okay. There is a new one, which again, Cheryl from our community here alerted me to this. Have any of you seen the quick access option regarding groups? So there's this new quick access option at the top of your screen when you go to groups, and it's going to pick up. I think this is a great move. it's going to automatically pick up the quick access of the groups that you've just recently been in. But the wording's changed, the visual has changed, and it says quick access. So that's another update to be aware of. And I think that's a good update, because how many of you are in that many groups that you forget the names of the groups that you're in, and then you get a little bit frustrated? Oh, I need to, even my groups, I've got a few groups, and some of you are in more than one of my groups, and you forget the names of my groups, and you post something in this group when it's meant to be that group because you're confused. Like, a lot of you are in far too many groups. If there's something that I could recommend to you, is go through, your groups icon on Facebook. And if you're not active in a group anymore, just get yourself out of it. Like, go and clean up your groups. But I think this is a good update. Let me know if you've seen that or not. It says quick access, and it's giving you quick access to the groups that you've just recently visited, which is probably pretty helpful to those groups that you're actively in at the moment. Okay. Reels, Instagram. Who's using Instagram Reels? Let me know. One of the things that was a little bit confusing with Instagram Reels is, how do you change the volume if you've got some music in the background, but you're also talking? It was really hard to find and navigate how to adjust the volume on Reels. Now there's this button that sits right there, and it says adjust volume. It's like, yay. So you just click on that button, and it brings up the two volumes. It brings up the music, and it brings up your audio, and you can just slide your finger up and down, and they've made it super, super, super simple. So for those of you that are doing Instagram Reels, next time you do a reel, have a look at the bottom left of your screen, and you should have, if you haven't, you'll probably get it soon, a little button bottom left that says adjust volume, and it's right there. You click the button, and then you can zoom like up and down the volume. So I really like that one. I think that makes it a lot easier. Something regarding, I just want to share this with you, because this is a little bit frustrating on my end, and you guys might not even know that this is a thing. But I get a lot of new people that come to my communities, my free social media group. And sometimes I get people that ask me like questions in Messenger. They connect with me personally. And, I might want to connect with them to make sure they see my message or friend request them. Did you know in your settings that you can actually turn friend requests off? Now, most of you, this won't be an issue, but so I don't know if there's something that's changed in Facebook world, but there's two people that I've gone to friend request in the last 3 days, and I can't, because they've got obviously the option to turn friend requests off. And here's what it is. Some people have got a setting, and so you turn this one on. So some of you need to go and turn this off, because I can't even friend request you, even if I want to. Okay. It says that people can only friend request you if they're a friend of your friends. Did you know that's a thing? So some of you have got that settings turned on, and I don't even think you know that you've got it turned on. But what it means is that somebody like me, unless I'm connected with a friend of yours, I can't friend request you. It just doesn't come up as an option to friend request you. It's kind of turned off, if you like. So just go in and check your settings, in the background to make sure that somebody who is not a friend of a friend can actually friend request you. If your friend requests are really down, you don't really get any friend requests from many people, then that might be a setting that you want to go and check. I'm pretty sure 90% of you wouldn't have that on, but just because it's happened to me twice in the last sort of 3 days, it's like, man, has something changed? Or is this still like it's in the settings? That's a valid setting, but maybe it's been triggered on for some people that it wasn't before. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to alert you to it, because normally when things happen like a couple of times within a short space of time, there might be a change. But you definitely don't want to have that option turned on, that the only people that can friend you as if they're a friend of one of your friends. Okay, it's a thing. Okay. Now, brand new, hot off the press, for those of you that are Instagram users, you can now schedule and announce live videos on Instagram. And I saw it pop up. So I'm live on Instagram at the moment. And for the first time, I saw a new icon. It's a little picture of a calendar. Like you can actually schedule lives in advance on Instagram now. And I've already got that update as of this morning. So if that's important to any of you going live on Instagram or scheduling a live on Instagram, you can now do that. And you couldn't do that. That's brand new, hot off the press. Okay. So you'll know if you've got that. If you go to the live option, you don't have to go live, but have a look. If you choose the live option and you see that you can put a title in there and you'll see a little picture of a calendar, and that's indicating that you can schedule a live now, which is pretty cool for those that use Instagram Live. Okay. And the last thing I wanted to alert you to is, and I don't really know what this one means, but for a long time, Facebook has been trying to combine all their apps. So all their apps, I mean, particularly Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And the goal has always been to like have one app that they sort of connect in a way, and you have one messenger where they all sort of connect. Like, I don't really know how it's going to work. It's just something that's been talked about for a couple of years. And something that Facebook has also been testing is augmented reality, like reality type TV and virtual, like who's got kids that play Fortnite and all that kind of stuff, and it's like they're in the screen and they're shooting people like on Fortnite and all the rest of it. Those of you who've got teenage kids will know what I'm talking about. But it's like it's the gaming related things where you're actually in the game. So apparently Facebook's been testing, that kind of thing for a while, virtual reality, gaming type stuff. And there's supposedly going to be like a massive announcement next week regarding this. And Facebook's it's called the metaverse. And that just means, in a digital world where people can move between different devices and communities virtually. So I don't really get it as yet, but look out for that. That is going to be very different. Like how we would move in Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, like virtually between communities, I got no idea. But apparently there's going to be a really big announcement next week. So I don't think that's necessarily going to affect your business here and now, but things are changing all the time. So what's important to you about these updates is more so in stories, being very aware that you're not necessarily going to see any more people that are watching your stories. So for those of you that, you think your views are way down on stories, they're probably not. It's just that you're not going to be seen anymore unless somebody comments or reacts with your story. You're not necessarily going to be seeing those people. So if you're looking at your numbers, and those of you that do look at that information go, wow, no one's looking anymore. They probably are. But unless they interact or engage in some way, you're not going to see it. And also check your notifications every day of who's doing what, who's interacting with you, who's left a comment, those kind of things, because that's the only place that you're going to see, unless you go back to your stories, that's the only place you're really going to pick up that somebody's left a comment on your story that hasn't gone into your messenger. Does that make sense? So unless you're looking, you're going to miss some interaction and engagement that people are leaving you, and you're going to leave that not responded to or replied to, which is not a good thing, as far as engagement goes and algorithms. So a bit of a mixed bag there. With changes that are coming. Some are good, some are bad. Some of you will have that already. Some of you will have seen those notifications that I just mentioned. Some of you will have no clue. So, sorry, multiple devices. So, that's what it's all about, Nicole. So Nicole said on the Fox News channel here this morning, they said Facebook is going to rebrand itself soon, and that's what it's all about. So exactly what I just mentioned about metaverse and interacting digitally, and it's all in the rebranding. That's all tied up with that. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. No worries, Judy. Happy to keep you guys updated. It doesn't always translate to doing things differently in your business, but I do think you need to be aware and pivot when you need to pivot. And a couple of things that I've mentioned regarding stories, you need to be aware of those kind of things. yeah, not aware of that virtual. So you will know next week. They've got some kind of big announcement coming next week regarding how they're rebranding and what they're doing around that. So we'll see what that looks like next week. Being virtually in the same room is huge. Yeah, it is. And no worries. Thank you so much for keeping us up to date, Helen. Much appreciated. My pleasure. So I'm going to leave it there. Now, remember, tomorrow's live, I'm actually going to be pulling up somebody's personal profile, and I've got lots of names from yesterday's live and people that caught the replay to put in the hat to choose somebody's personal profile. But I would recommend that you join me live tomorrow to watch me do this process where I'm going to share my screen, pull up somebody's personal profile, and I'm going to critique it. You will get more out of that than you think. I guarantee it. Because every time I do it, that's the feedback that I get. So thank you for joining me today. We are in an interesting world with social media. It's forever changing. Those of you in the coaching community, please go and watch the replay of the training that I did earlier today for you guys on, just trying to cover your basis with the fact that we don't actually own Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. So what do you do about it? What can you implement? So go and watch that training. And to those in the video challenge, keep going strong. You're doing a great job. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.